Hello everyone. This week's parsha is Parashat Ki Tavo. In Parashat Ki Tavo, there's an interesting pasuk. It says, "V'ayita rak lemala v'lo tiyeh lemata," which means, and you will be on the top and not on the bottom. Now the obvious question is, of course, if I'll be on the top, I won't be on the bottom. Why does the Torah have to explain to me if you'll be on the top, you won't be on the bottom? I think it's self-understood. If a person is on the top, of course he won't be on the bottom. So Rav Tzadok HaKohen from Lublin, he explains that in Divrei HaYamim, there's a person, his name was Yavetz, and he says a prayer. He says, Hashem, if you bless me and extend my borders. Now, the question is, why is he asking two things? Bless me, it's enough. Like, what does it mean, extend my borders? So Rav Tzadok explains that Hashem could give people, he could give them a lot of blessing. A person could get a lot of blessing, but if a person is not properly equipped to handle it, then it can destroy him. Which means the bounty, meaning the blessing or whatever he's getting, it could go against him. Meaning, if he cannot handle it, it could destroy him. So therefore, Yavetz asked. He said, Hashem, bless me, but also extend my borders. I want to be able to handle that blessing that you give me. Don't just give me blessing but give me also capability, so I'll be able to use that blessing. How? By extending my borders. And therefore he asked to become bigger and also better and also wiser, to have deep understanding and broad horizon, in order so he'll be able to master his blessings. Now we know the society that we live. We always hear stories that a person, for example, let's say if he won a lottery, he was a mail carrier, and he would deliver mail every day, and suddenly he became a millionaire. He became a very rich man in one day. Now this man, he doesn't really know what to do with $1 million. Why? Which means he has the blessing, but he doesn't know how to handle that blessing. And when we hear people, they won lottery, so many times, like, you also hear the effect of winning lottery. What's the effect? That a person eventually they get divorced, and their life, instead of becoming a happier life, it becomes sorrow. It becomes not happy life. Why? Because they have the blessing, they have the bounty, meaning they have it, but they don't know how to use it. They don't have their borders are not expanded. They don't know how to use that blessing, and therefore it destroys his life. That bounty, meaning that blessing, you could say, it instead of becoming a blessing, that $1 million, instead of becoming blessing, it becomes like a curse on him, because he does not know how to handle that $1 million. So he does not know how to handle all that blessing that he's receiving. And the same thing, with actors. A person was a simple person, he becomes an actor. Suddenly they become stars. They become millionaires. Their pictures everywhere, and so we might think they're probably the most happy people. They have everything. They have they have cars, they have clothing, they're so famous. But at the same time, you hear about them that they take drugs. All these people are not happy at all, which means they have blessing, but they don't know how to handle it. And therefore that blessing turns out to be a curse. And an athlete also, one day he's nothing, the other day he knows how to throw a ball, he becomes very famous and he becomes rich and everything. But then, does this bring him blessing or not? If a person does not have capability how to handle that blessing, then chas v'shalom, that blessing could become a curse. So how does a person become a bigger person? So Gemara explains that person who we mentioned before, Yavetz, he said, bless me and expand my borders. What did he mean? He meant to say that bless me with Torah, but expand my borders, and expand my borders with disciples, which means we become bigger and we become better when people give to others. When you give to others, then you could share with others, and through this you become bigger. You become a person becomes a bigger person. A person grows. We grow by being parents. How? By giving to our children. By giving to our children, we become bigger people. And also we grow. We grow by helping other people, by helping poor people. When we help other people, also we become more sensitive. We become, our horizon becomes bigger. We grow in many things. Now, and Gemara also says, there's a famous Gemara that says, aser bishvil shetasher. A person give maaser, so you should become rich. Now, so it sounds like a segula, give maaser, give tzedakah, so you should become rich. So Rav Tzadok says, no, it's not. It could be a segula, but there's also something logical to it. The what? The more money you give, the more people become dependent on you. And through that, bigger you will become. Because when you give, you become bigger. And since people are dependent on you, Hashem will expand your borders. Which means Hashem will give you much more. Will give you more. Why? Because you have a lot of people who are dependent on you. So when you give maaser, and every time you give more and more and more, which means every time you give, so Hashem sees that so many people are dependent on you, He'll give you more. He'll give you more, so you could give much more. So the blessing that the Torah says that you will be on the top and you won't be on the bottom, so Hashem is saying that I'll give you blessing to be always on top. And also at the same time, I'll make sure that you won't be on the bottom, on the bottom, which means on the bottom, meaning that you won't be able to handle the blessing. No, you'll be always on top. You'll be always on top, and your borders will be extended. And of course, I'll constantly will give you. But of course, we have to be also the ones who are giving others. And like this, Hashem will give us, constantly will be giving us. And at the same time, He'll bless us so we shouldn't be on the bottom. And how? By us giving others. And of course, through this, we'll get that Hashem's blessing to be always on top and not to be on the bottom. Shabbat Shalom to all.